How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to some more football talk, obviously. And today, few minutes, well, half an hour ago basically, FA Cup final finished. Manchester City won, Manchester United 2. And it gave me an idea for quite a bit of uncomfortable talk, basically. Because, I must say, it is quite weird that Ten Hag has been at United for 2 years, and he's won 2 trophies, led the team to 2 finals, and at the same time Mikel Arteta has been at Arsenal for 5 years nearly, and has done pretty much nothing. Yes, he won the first FA Cup, but let's be real, he didn't play with his own team. Since he has had his own team, he hasn't gone past 3rd or 4th round in those, and then hasn't won the Premier League, obviously, didn't do anything in Europa League and Champions League. We all saw what happened against Bayern Munich. So at the end of the day, there is this uncomfortable discussion at the end of this season. Arsenal finished 2nd, United finished where even they finished. We're going to look at that in a second. However, Arsenal do nothing in cups, and United have won a FA Cup. Does this mean that United overall have had a better season than Arsenal? So let's begin with Premier League, obviously. United finished 8th. Winning FA Cup, they got into Europa League, and that is massive bonus in a way for them. Obviously, they're not going to play the best teams, but some of the teams will be tough to beat, obviously. They have a good chance in winning that, obviously. And no matter what, because especially in recent weeks, since the season finished, during even the end part of the season, there were lots of rumors Ten Hag will be sacked. They apparently have talked to McKenna from Ipswich. They're exploring maybe Pochettino and other managers. Now, United just played FA Cup, as we talked about, and they won. They beat Manchester City there. And they finished 8th, and they finished only 6 points behind Europa League in general, but they finished 8th in the league. They had very up and down performances, very shambolic performances, very good performances. They were basically very, very inconsistent. They were unlucky with injuries. Rashford fall from the face of the earth, and that was the end of it. They finished 8th. However, in the Cups, it's a whole different story. They managed to fight through everything. Obviously, we all laughed at how they struggled against Coventry, how they barely got into the finals and everything. But at the end of the day, you can only beat what's in front of you, and they got to the final, where Arsenal didn't even get to pass the 3rd round or 4th round. I know, don't remember it off my head, but in general, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, since Arteta has fully gotten the hand on the wheel at Arsenal, because trying to sign his own players, he has binned all the cups and he has won nothing. Arteta at the moment is 1 in 18 of possible cups he could have won in his tenure at Arsenal. And that is not good enough, especially when Ten Hag is winning 2 in 2 years and everything. It's not good. Obviously, he hasn't won 2 in 2 cups. He has won 2 in 7, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 in 8. But still, that's 25% success rate. Arteta has 1 in 18. That's 6%, less than 6% success rate, especially with the money that we have spent. Obviously, I'm not saying that United haven't spent a lot of money, but there are many questions to be asked that how United, with the team they have, and that we can beat them easily, we go into cups, we lose to West Hams, we lose to Southamptons and other teams, and we can't do anything in them. There has to be lots of questions to be asked, of course. And this is the mad stat of them all. Ten Hag is only the 2nd ever manager to beat Pep Guardiola in the domestic cup final, which seems very weird because it feels like Man City win left, right and center. But at the end of the day, they win almost everything. So basically beating them, a juggernaut in the world football, not to mention just the Premier League football, obviously is a massive achievement. It's good when you beat them in Premier League. It's nothing big in a way. It's big, but it's not that big. But when you get to the nitty-gritty time, when you get to the time where it matters the most, when your team needs to step up, when you need to step up, especially mentally to inspire your team to get it over the line, he has done it. And that is everything you you can't ask more from the coach. Let's be real, you can't ask more from the manager. If you get to this final and you need to win, you cannot ask more from them. Just to inspire, put the right tactics and get the job done. Because in cups, it doesn't matter how it happens. Only thing that matters is that it happens. And for Arsenal with Arteta, means nothing. Because I still am not sold with the fact that Arteta mentally is not the right manager. He might be the right coach, but he is not the right manager. For me, there's a massive difference, because coach can coach the players, tactics and all that stuff, even that sometimes gets wrong. But manager is the guy who gets the team together, who installs certain mentality into the players for certain games, certain times of the season, especially when they're losing, especially when they're in the cups, or especially when they are in the finals. That makes the manager actually great. I'm not saying Ten Hag is great, but he has done, in a way, a massive thing, because the whole season it is Arsenal are scary, Arsenal are mentally strong now, Arsenal can do the job, and where we are, we haven't won anything. We are sitting in the second place of in the table at the end of the season, and we are treating it like it's a trophy. No, it's not. It's pathetic that actually Arsenal fans think that it is a trophy. It's not a trophy. It's not a trophy in any way, shape, or form. Because in world football, and it's a fact, the success is measured by trophies. And if you compare Arteta to Erik Ten Hag has more credentials than Arteta. He has done more in United in these 2 years, despite the performances in the Premier League and everything, than Arteta has done in the 5 years at Arsenal. Yes, both teams are shambolic when they got taken over by everything. They had to be rebuilt. They need to do this. They need to do that. Arsenal were in a toxic squad. They need to rebuild everything. Arteta did that and still has done nothing. And that is the biggest issue for me with this. Because there is a point where you can take the team as far as you can take it. Let's be real. There's a team can play as good as you are coached, but coaching can get you so far. There is that small gap between almost and winning it, which is not a coachable thing. It's a mental thing which you either have as a player or you don't. You have as a manager or you don't, or you can install it in your players or you can't. And so far, under Mikel Arteta, I don't see it happening. For now. I can give him 1 more year, and if he doesn't do anything, get him out of the club. Straight up, nothing more, nothing less. Because let's be real, United won the FA Cup and won the Carabao Cup in the last 2 years. Carabao Cup. And the issue for me with this is that it seems not that easy, but it was somewhat easy for them. Here we go. Last season, they won the EFL Carabao Cup, right? So, where they started to play, they won. On the way, they won Newcastle. They won against Forest. They won against Forest in 2 legs, 5-0, yeah. They won against Charlton. They won against Burnley. And they didn't play before that. Oh no, they did. They won against Aston Villa 4-2 and stuff. Yes, you may say, oh, it's only Charlton, oh, it's only Nottingham Forest. But again, you can only beat what's in front of you. Because if you look at Manchester City's run in this situation, they beat Chelsea, all good and cool. Then we go on to Man City. They beat Liverpool, all good and cool. But then they lose 2-0 to bloody Southampton, who go now into the semi-finals and lose 3-1 on aggregate against Newcastle, right? They lost to Southampton, just like Arsenal did, just like Arsenal lost to West Ham this year and all that stuff. Now, if we move to FA Cup, they just won it against City 2-1 and now already an hour ago. Now, United, where are they? United beat Newport County 4-2 away. Then we move on. They beat Nottingham Forest 1-0. They beat Liverpool 4-3 after extra time, and this was the meme game where they got destroyed by Coventry in a way, but they won 7-5 on penalties. Now we look back at Man City now. Man City also, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that sweet and easy if we could find them now in all of this. Now Manchester City. I genuinely am blind. I don't see Manchester City. How blind can I be actually? Okay, they won against Spurs 1-0 away. In the meantime, also they beat Luton 6-2, and then it came to Newcastle beating 2-0, and then it came to semi-final. And in the semi-finals, they won against Chelsea 1-0. But if anyone watched that game, if Chelsea could finish the dinner, if Nicholas Jackson could score and finish his dinner, if Sterling could finish, if they could finish the chances they got, they easily should have won it like 3-4-1. There's no argument about that. Obviously, Haaland missed some chances. I think it was Haaland, if I'm not mistaken. City missed chances as well. But mostly, Chelsea had the upper hand the way they played. And based on how they played and how they looked with the chances, they should have won. But they didn't. In a way, City got lucky. And United, in the end today, 1-2-1, proving that, in a way, Manchester is still red. Mino played an incredible game. Who else? Some other youngster played an incredible game. Varane played blinder of a game in his last game as a Man United player. Where he ends up next, no, I don't know, but he definitely can still do a massive job. He had an incredible game. Sort of reminded that performance what Per Mertesacker had against Chelsea when we won the cup, and he just came in out of nowhere after the injuries and just hadn't played for about, it felt like forever. He came in for one game and just switched it on, and he said basically nobody's getting past me. Something like that. Varane was mind-blowingly good, to be honest. And yeah, this now comes down to all of this. This comes down now to this question. Has Manchester United had a better season than Arsenal? And to be honest, and I'm saying that as an Arsenal fan, keep that in mind, yes they have. Because for me personally, the success is measured by trophies, by titles, by merits. And for this season, United has more merits than Arsenal. Last season, United has more merits than Arsenal once again. Yeah, it's all cool that Mikel Arteta has changed the team. We are challenging for the title. We are up there. Everyone is preparing us very differently compared before that. I'll admit to that. He has done a great job there. But when it comes to the cups, we bin them like broccoli, like the vegetables nobody likes to eat. When you have a massive steak on the table, then you have your mashed potatoes or whatever, and then you have your broccoli, Brussels sprouts, the veggies you don't like. And Arsenal are basically thinking that the steak is Premier League, the mash is whatever, let's just say Champions League for example, and the veggies there are the freaking Carabao and EFL Cups, and Arsenal just go, get those out of the way, I'm gonna eat that, and I'm only gonna eat that. And at the end of the day, you eat those two, you try to eat those two, by the way, and you don't finish them. Because, oh, I'm full, I cannot anymore. And this is what Arsenal is at the moment. They try to eat the steak together with the mashed potatoes, because they don't want to eat the veggies at all, and they can't finish them. And this is where Arsenal are now. And this is very big question for me. Is Arteta the mentality monster that he should be to install in the mentality of the players that there are times when you need to get the job done no matter what? Because when going gets tough, when there's a lot of pressure in high-end situations for Arsenal, we have crumbled. We crumbled against Villa, we crumbled nearly against Porto, but we crumbled against Bayern Munich. We crumbled last season as well when we had 8-point lead. We crumbled before that when we balled top 4 to Spurs when we had needed like 2-3 points from about 5 games and we balled that. We balled the semi-finals against Unai Emery, and Unai Emery again does us over this season. So there is the biggest question. I'm not talking about recruitment, which is under questions at times. I'm not talking about the tactics and everything. I'm talking about mentality, because that is as big of an issue at the moment as anything. And I must say that United has had a better season than Arsenal last season and this season as well. Despite the finish in Premier League, United have a trophy to lift above their heads, to show the armpits to the rest of the footballing world that they actually have won something. And at the end of the day, biggest reason why we get bantered so much. Why we finish second. Oh, cool. Do you get a trophy for that? No. Do you win an EFL Cup? Do you win FA Cup? You get a trophy for that? Yes, you do. Surprisingly, Mikel. Yes, you do. Anyway, those were my thoughts on this game and how it compares to Arsenal's season. Let me know down in comments below what you think, how you feel about it. I'm giving Arteta one more season. If he doesn't win me anything next season, he has to get out of the club. Let me know how you feel about that. Do you think that United have had a better season than Arsenal? Take care, stay safe, of course, like, comment, subscribe, and see you all tomorrow. Peace.